Mic check. You hear me now? Cheers, cheers. Just here to smash a couple of dabs and then go hang out with the wifey. Might come back later and press that G6, but we'll see. We will see. Been a long ass day. I finished remodeling the upstairs bathroom. That shit looks nice. So your boy wants to take a couple dabs and unwind. Ooh, I need some new bangers, man. My control tower is dirty. All chazzed up. What does WSG mean? I'm sorry. I'm not hip with all the young kids' new abbreviations. What's good, Poppin' Seeds? Cheers. What's up, Ocean? Rich? You been sleeping all day? I know that feels good. Shit. Man, I miss taking naps, bro. If you're an adult who still has the ability to go take a nap whenever you want, man, you better not take that shit for granted. You better be taking naps, homie. What's up, Warren? Naps, adult naps are one of the most underrated, underappreciated, taken for granted shit. What's up, gang? Oh, I guess that could be it. Shit, I don't know. Too hip and cool for me. Let's get some Mystic going. Magic toilet water. 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 Magic toilet water for my stress. Test. Best. Say more. Say less. Had to invest. Here's the decarb juice. Ooh, you can't really tell. Hold on. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. Oh my goodness. It is just so clear. So good looking. The fact that you could just see straight through it like that. Just wait. Just wait. Ugh. Homegrown. That shit is super sticky. To the bone. Ugh. This is gonna be going in carts. Probably tomorrow. Gas mask and we on. Gas mask and we on. place for y'all. It's called The Side of Mine. It's a place for y'all where y'all should be on time. Place for y'all where y'all should be on time. What's up, Matt? Got a place for y'all. Cheers. You're welcome, Ned. Oof. Waiting for that review from Windub. Winston owes us a review. Oof. What's good, Loreco? Cheers. Oof. Man, I'm almost over that sickness. Almost. Not 100% yet. I have some new flavors coming up, you guys. I think you're going to like them. passion snake, strawberry truffle, and then I gotta pop these Perpulator, Cross the Cap Junkie, unreleased. As far as I know, nobody else has these. Man. Empty me out. Fuck. Oof. Bro, it just sticks around. Fucking lingerer. What's good, Terpy? You're about to be chopping if you're not already. You were just a few days ahead of me. What? 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 How long are you taking your boof, Terpy? I pulled a nug 3-4 days ago and was like, what? I wasn't ready. Told myself I was gonna let it go another week, so at least today 56. I'm on, I don't know what day right now, let me see. What? 54. What? I'm on day 54. I'm gonna let mine go at least another 3 more days, probably. Probably start pulling it down like on Thursday. Fresh frozen. Straight to the freezer. I'll get a couple buckets of dry ice. Bucket down into turkey bags that are sitting on the dry ice. That shit got me. I don't like this lighting. Hold on. My wife took my desk light. God damn. That shit got me good. Alien OG, I remember. I grew Alien OG. It stretches like a motherfucker. She gets really big fucking chunky nugs. Super frosty. But yeah, she did want to go a little bit longer. From what I remember, she wasn't like your typical 58-day OG. She was like, give me 63, 65. Yep. I loved that. That Alien OG slaps super, super, super hard. Fire terps too. Super fire terps. You remember that, Matt? Yeah, that was some good shit. I would grow that again, to be honest. It was probably one of the better OGs I've had in a while. I'm gonna show you guys this other oil. Oh, that's a good picture to use. Alright, so maybe this will work. What's up, Dottie? Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Okay, look at that. Straight through. You can see straight through. I don't even need to tell you what jar that was. You can read that, can't you? You could damn near make out the colors through the oil. If you had to guess what color that picture is behind there, could you guess? Look how clear that is, bro. The lighting is tricky, but ooh, baby. There we go. Look at that focus through there. Oh my God. Water. It's so clear and so clean. Ugh. Ugh. Goodness gracious. It came out perfect. I can't really get you guys the... Let me see if I can change the color of this. Nah, there's no way to capture the true color. Not unless you were to see it in person. But the clarity, unreal. I feel like that's fully decarbed. I left it in the cold room at like 45 degrees for 2 days, and it hasn't solidified at all. It's still a nice liquid. I mean, this is cold right now, and it's moving around, so there's no chunks in there. To me, I think we're good. He said I was way off. Bro, it's just so wild. Like, I would put this into a glass jar for you so you could see the real color, but I don't even want to waste any of it. I bet you I could dab it, but it's not going to stay on the dab tool, so I would have to pull it out and put it directly onto the banger. That'd probably be the closest I could get to showing you what it looks like. It's, oh my God, it's so hard to get you guys to see what I see, but it's just like crazy looking straight through it. It almost looks like there's nothing there. Oh my God. That shit's gonna go hard. Oh, I gotta plug my phone in. Oh, let me grab the charger real quick. I've been making so many modifications to the logo for the vape because after we got everything all set up with just like the regular SB&V logo, I sent them over the updated one with the ham bone around it, and it didn't fit. It's too big. It makes it so that the ham bone gardens is too small. It's like blurry. So I had to redesign the label. I'll show you guys what I came up with. So it's going to be printed on two sides, and then my name and his name are going to be in gold. So I don't know why that's so like not the right color gold on here. It's like super bright for no reason. Hold on. Let me see. That's like a weird color. There, that's better. Okay, so yeah. Now you're gonna see the SB&V X Hambone Gardens on one side, and then you'll see the strain name and solventless live rosin on the other side. So this was the best I could come up with to show both of our names in a good size. And he doesn't really have like a logo per se. You know, he has like the slap that has the pig and all that, but that's kind of like a big logo. It's not basic, you know? So it's a little hard to put that on here. What do you guys think about that? And then we'll just change out the strain names. So after we do the Super Boof, the next batch is going to be a small batch of G6. I wouldn't even really call that a batch. And then we got that baby backs, the tier 1, like the 72 through 119 tier 1, like fire shit, that we have so much of it that we're just going to turn them into vapes. So they'll be like a little bit more pricey than your normal vape, you know? But like, what do you guys normally pay for like a half ml vape? Like like the best one you could possibly get. What do you pay? Because I feel like we're going to be better priced than that. Like it'll probably be like 30 to 35 bucks for a half ml. And I'm going to do like a super low temp. 30 to 40, yep. I was thinking like 30, 35 for a half ml. Tier 1. And most people aren't putting tier 1 into vapes. They're putting their tier 2. They're putting their 45 micron, their 25 micron, you know, their 120 to 159. We're going to take our legit tier 1 and put it in there. I got a new setup for decarbing. The sous vide was cool and works great. The thing I don't like about the sous vide is that it's underwater, for one. The biggest thing with the water, though, wasn't the risk of it being underwater. It was more so constantly having to top off the water as it evaporates. You know, when you're doing a low temp decarb at like 150 to 160, that water is just evaporating like that. Like you're having to top it off, you know, 2-3 times a day. And so that becomes a problem in itself. Also, um, you need to be able to like burp the jar to allow the CO2 to actually escape the jar. So that way the decarb process doesn't take unnecessarily long. Otherwise, all of the CO2 that you're off gassing from your material, that's bubbling up. It's getting trapped in the jar, creating this pressure, and then just staying in the jar and recirculating into the material. And it makes the decarb process take an extended length of time. So that's why when I did the sous vide decarb, after the first 4 days, I pulled it out, cracked the jar, stirred it, and it was very easy to tell it still needed a lot more time because it immediately looked agitated on the top. You could see it like wanted to whip like rosin on the top instead of staying a liquid. And there was a bunch of bubbles. And so, I put it back in and left it for another 24 hours, pulled it out, stirred it, put it back in for another 24 hours. So it's necessary to burp it, So the next setup that I have, it's kind of like you've seen like them how they make Indian coffee in the sand, and the sand is heated. It's kind of like that. It's a dry bath, and so I bought like an electronic chafing dish, and then I got some glass beads for like sandblasting, and put those in the chafing dish. And now I can set the chafing dish to whatever temperature I want, and it's going to heat up all those glass beads to that temperature. And then I can just take my jar and shove it down in there and just cover over the rosin line, and everything will just decarb perfectly. And then I can pull it out whenever I want, wipe it all off, and then take the lid and pull it off to burp it. Another thing I started looking into was pressure relief valves for mason jars. There's that Pellet Polaire Terp reactor, but it's essentially just the same thing I have built right now, a hot bath. And he has a special jar for his mason lids to like relieve pressure at a certain PSI. They have multiple versions of that available, and I found some food grade ones made from stainless steel. And they just have a spring on there, and then you can tighten the nut on the spring to adjust the PSI between 1 to 5 PSI. They also sell a 10 PSI spring and a 20 PSI spring. So from what I've seen, it's typically around 3 to 4 or 5 PSI where they're venting the pressure from the mason jar as it's building up. And so I feel like I can get one of those lids just to start with, and it'll give me a very primitive way to auto burp the jar as the pressure builds up inside it and it's off gassing CO2. Once the pressure drops and it no longer is building up, I know that the decarb is pretty much coming to its end, right? Should make it really, really simple to get a full decarb really fast at really low temps, and automatically burp it without having to fuck with the jar. So should be stupid fire. And I have everything. I ordered it. It's already here. I was playing around with it earlier. So now it's just a matter of what am I going to decarb next. So it's going to be probably an ounce of that tier 1 G-dub, and then whatever that G6 tier 2 comes out to be. A couple grams. Make like maybe 10 vapes or something. We'll see. If that. 1 and 2 sizes. I plan on doing some ones, but I'm going to start with the halves. And the reason why is not everybody's going to suck down a whole gram vape in a day or two. And keeping half of it preserved and fresh while you hit one half, and then having the other half to go to later, and having it still be fresh and preserved I think that's pretty clutch rather than just having that whole gram sitting in your pocket, going with you in the car, all that other shit that happens with little vapes. Plus, like, I don't think, like I said, not a lot of people are putting super high quality material into their vapes. So I think that when people do try mine and they're super low temp, like, I've seen the color of a lot of people's vapes, and there's not a ton of people who are making them extremely light colored, using like proper low temp decarbs first off. And then the people that do are usually using their tier 2. Like I said, it includes me. I'm using my tier 2 as well. But when I drop the tier 1 shit, bro, I think that's going to slap people different. They're going to be like, yo, what the fuck did I just smoke? Especially because I'm not just putting it out there with like the default heat map. I'm going to take like 2 or 3 of those pins and sit here on a live with you guys and hit it. And we're going to dial in the settings for that batch of flavor. So on the Super Boost batch that I release, I'm going to dial in and be like, okay, it's going to be a 10-second hit. Here's the ramp up. Here's the ramp down. Like, I want to dial that in per strain because I think that's the part that matters. If these vapes have that shit technology built in and people aren't taking advantage of that, they're just giving out all their vapes with the same tune, regardless of what's inside of it. I think that's a missed advantage, right? They're not taking advantage of something that would be setting them apart and making sure that every batch has the same level of quality. Because not every strain burns the same, man. Just like when you take dabs. Certain strains you could rip higher temp. Some other ones you definitely want to take lower temp. And I think like dialing that in beforehand and flashing that heat map to the whole batch and then telling people, hey, here's how it's custom tuned. You're welcome to change it. Here's how. And then people can plug it in at home and change it if they want. But like, they shouldn't have to if you dial it in. Yeah, they have rechargeable. The ones that I have a USB-C connection on them. So you could charge it or you could plug it into your computer. And I think you might even be able to plug it into your phone to do the tuning. I'm not sure. But I know for sure you could plug it into your laptop and then use the Omni app. And then you can tune them. So, I mean, I think that's pretty clutch. It's I wish they weren't disposables though. Like, if people end up liking, hello, wife, the fuck was that? Wife? Oh, okay. I was confused as hell. I thought one of the kids came down here. She sounds cranky. Yeah, I remember those, Matt. I was getting ready to say that. I think that as soon as I get done with these current disposables, personally, I would rather have my clients invest in a reusable one where I can be like, hey, buy this one time and it comes with a pod, but then after that, all you have to do is buy the pod, right? And then I just sell the pods because I just don't feel right about branding all these disposables and then people are just throwing them away. Even if I wasn't branding them, like, it's rechargeable. Why are we throwing it away? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. The fact that the paradigm is shifted to people wanting disposables versus having something that's rechargeable and just grabbing a pod, man. It's wild. I mean, I get it. You want to try other people's stuff, and not everybody uses the same, vape. It's not all interchangeable. But if you fuck with a certain brand and they're going to have multiple flavors of vape available, why wouldn't you want to just have a vape and just swap out pods? I don't know. I can't get behind that wastefulness. I switched away from rock wool because I felt like throwing away all the plastic in rock wool was wasteful. I'm not going to continue to do the disposable route. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't mesh well. Doesn't mesh well. Yeah, I mean, you got to think, where are all these little electronic devices being disposed of? What is that doing for the planet? Yeah, I think over the next month or two, while we get rid of the current inventory of the disposables, hopefully I'll find a solution, or you guys will find a solution, and you can bring it to my attention, and then I can start sampling some stuff. I know O2 Vape sent me a bunch of stuff, and I think they have like the 510 thread kind, where you can just buy the threaded part. These, you could just buy these, right? And then I just fill these. But even these are meant to be disposable. They're not meant to be like, hey, you just buy this and reuse this, even though this has a USB-C for charging it and everything too. These aren't meant to be reused. It's weird. It's real weird. I don't even know how to assemble this shit. I think I gotta pull this plug out. I don't know. Do I? Yeah, I have to. What the fuck is this plug doing there? Yeah, see, like, I'm guessing I have to fucking pull this plug out after it's filled or something, and then fucking screw this down on, and then flip it over. I don't know. Never had a disposable leak. Yeah, I mean, here's another style I could use. And the mouthpiece is in here. It just is a little black mouthpiece that clicks on the top. But this is a disposable. This isn't a pod that you can swap out yourself. I'm gonna hit up the guy that sent me these samples. I'm gonna give him a call tomorrow and tell him what I want to see, and see if they have any options available. You've had eye crushers leak. I've heard mixed reviews from people about the eye crushers. I've heard a lot of bad reviews from people that have used them, different things. But a lot of those people that had the bad reviews, it was older models of the eye crushers. And the ones that I got are like super new. And Puffin uses them religiously and hasn't told me about any issues. So, I don't know. I think that the new ones seem to be better than the old ones that people are having a lot of problems with. But I only have like 400 of those, so I don't have a ton of those to go through. And then I have all these samples right here. I'll try a couple of these out. But like I said, these are all disposables, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do it. All your disposables get clogged. Never had a good one. Interesting. Well, I mean, trial and error, man. Trial and error. I think that with how clean my product is that's going into them, issues with clogging are going to be minimal. And then also having an initial like heat ramp up to break clogs also helps. The dog needs to chill. Hey, shut up. That's enough. Knock it off. Stop all that barking. You're not coming inside yet. Fucking asshole. If you like portable, discreet, go with a dab pen, not a dispo. I mean, I have my Aries, but people don't want to stop and load up a dab pen like this. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I'll do in the car. I'm not going to be out and about and whip this whole little kit out and be loading shit up. Like, we're in 2025. Big dog, it's time to evolve. You need to have an actual vape. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But I want to smack them. But I don't want to do the disposable. I'd rather have pods. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have one, brand or model of reusable pod style vape that I could recommend people to buy or I could resell, whatever. And then you just grab that, and then from there on out, you just grab the pod. I never liked vapes either, climbers and everybody else. I never liked them either for that exact reason. They always tasted burnt. It always tasted like you were hitting a vape. It didn't taste like the oil inside like it should. Even if you had really good oil in there, like some good distillate or something. And so, for me, it ruined it. It was like nasty. I didn't want it. It always tasted hot, like cotton and shit. But now, everything's like all glass and ceramic. The heating is a lot more dialed in and programmed, and it's a lot better now with the new hardware than it was back, a couple of years ago or 5-6 years ago whenever you last tried it. But for those that did try it back then, it definitely left a sour taste in our mouths where we just don't even really want to get back into it. I feel that 100%. Even for myself, I'm like, man, I'm probably not going to smoke these, But everybody else wants them. Me, I'd rather just hit the dab. But who knows? After I have them sitting here, and I might just start fucking smoking those a lot. We'll see. They never smack good enough. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Nothing hits like a dab. I mean, if you're used to hitting a banger, a slurper, whatever, off of a rig, it's hard to make that step down. It's like, yeah. It's yeah, it doesn't come close for sure. wife came downstairs to shower. I just remodeled the shower upstairs and she doesn't want to use it. Maybe because it still smells like paint in there a little bit. I don't know. But when she gets her cheeks out the shower and she walks past me in this hallway, I'm gonna fucking skedaddle. If you've never seen a skedaddle, you might witness your first skedaddle tonight. I haven't seen a successful one yet. You're funny. Oh, I should have pulled out some of that oil for you guys, huh? Nah, you're gonna wait. What's up, Loney Baloney? Unnecessary levels of brightness there. Hold on. Sloweth thy roll. No, that's fine. That's fine. Do y'all get clogged because it's thick? Well, I would argue that if it's too thick, it's probably distillate that you're smoking and not live rosin. Or it's not fully decarbed live rosin. Because if it's fully decarbed, it doesn't matter how viscous the oil is, it's still going to vaporize and get wicked up. It's only if it's like nucleating that it's going to clog, you know? Fuck you, Super Boof. Say it with me now. Water. What's liquefier? Oh, for the vapes? Hell no. Hell no. People haven't used that shit since like 2015, player. Took me a second to even think about what you were talking about. Bro, that's when people were still trying to break up BHO and get straight grams of rosin and drop the drops in there. and stir it up and get the rosin to melt. Hell no. All I'm doing is a low temp decarb. 150, 155 degrees. Burp it. Burp it daily if you can. And stir it and allow the carbon to escape. Oof. Damn, that shit hit. But if you do a full decarb properly, it'll stay a nice liquid, you know. And I mean, this shit's cold. It's cold to the touch. It's 69. See? That's the jar right there. It's cold. Okay? And that is still moving around in there. Like, you could probably see it just from me doing this. See how the oil is moving with the jar? That's a full decarb right there. If it can still move like that at this temperature, it shouldn't clog your vape at all. Oh, phone died. Well, I heard the water turn off. It's the perfect time to leave. All right, boys, I'm out.